Hi, so you're thinking of moving to Three Lakes, Wisconsin in up north Wisconsin, Oneida County? Well, let's have a little tour of what you can buy today for just under $1 million in Three Lakes, Wisconsin. This fantastic property I've got listed for sale is $965,000, which is roughly $322 a square foot. Try and duplicate that today. It sits on 100 feet of fantastic frontage on the Three Lakes chain of lakes. This particular property is, I think, 125 feet of frontage, just over an acre of land, incredibly private, which was super important to these sellers. Even though you only have just over 100 feet of frontage, they kept it heavily wooded so that you'd have a lot of privacy. Fantastic school system in Three Lakes if you're going to relocate here. But if you're a second homeowner, very close access to downtown Three Lakes, but you're also close to Eagle River through the back roads as well. So a great location both on the water and by road, conveniently located to everything. I'm going to give you a little tour of this home and kind of show you around a little bit. But if you're thinking of moving to Three Lakes, Wisconsin, this would be a great property for you. And we would love to show you what you can buy at whatever price point you are in. So I know I was talking a little bit about privacy and seclusion. In northern Wisconsin or up north Wisconsin, the conversation we have at the beginning of the buying process with most of our buyers is what's most important to you? Is it all house or is it house and land? Is it location and privacy? What are your hot buttons and what are your needs on the home that you're purchasing up here? If you have kids in the school system, that becomes a heavily part of our conversation as well, including hospitals and the location to such things like those conveniences that a lot of people, when they move here from the city, are used to. You can see the lake right out there, very gentle slope to the water, maybe a few steps down, especially out of the walkout lower level. Our fire pit is there, but look at there, you can barely see the neighbor's roof right through there. And you've got a beautiful wooded setting, just stunning if you're looking for privacy. This house, about 20 years old, it's got the gorgeous prow front with a screen porch and the lakeside master bedroom suite. So you definitely get a master bedroom at this price, as well as a screen porch, which is fantastic. When you're buying up here, if the land and the privacy is most important, then sometimes you might sacrifice a smaller house for that $1 million price point. But this one sort of hit the hot buttons all the way across the board because even though the frontage isn't as much, the privacy that they've kept it with has really been beneficial. You've got 2 bedrooms here. You've got an open, beautiful loft as well as a fully finished lower level with a walkout and 2 additional bedrooms downstairs. There's a fireplace here on this level as well as one downstairs. And you've got a really nice kitchen. The buyer of this property basically can move in and start using it on day one without having to spend a bunch of money doing remodeling and updating. Overall, you're going to get very nice finishes. It might not be a recently remodeled and updated kitchen at this price point, but nothing that is something that you can't, again, move in and use right away. As far as furnishings and furniture, many a times in this price point, the sellers, if they're a second home, are willing to leave it almost turnkey. Almost every home has those sentimental features that the sellers definitely want to take, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they want to leave with their personal pictures and their personal belongings, and they have no other second home to take their things to, or if they do, it's not of a Northwood style, so they're free to let them go. So furnishings are another thing that's typically negotiated in our marketplace as well up here. Hi, I'm down by the pier now, and I just kind of want to give you an idea of what the shoreline of this $1 million property is going to be like. I want you to take a peek at how gorgeous that is. Let's see if I can get down there a little bit closer. Look at that beautiful little ripple frontage sand right there. You can see it on the shoreline. So again, very much an early part of our conversation is, what do you envision the shoreline like for your family? Is it your wiggle toe sand frontage? Do you prefer it a little bit more wild and natural, where you've got a little bit more of the weeds and the natural habitat of the water frontage? Because again, every buyer is a little bit different. And if you want that wiggle your toe sand frontage, especially on a big water body like a chain, that's going to cost you a little bit more money. You always start with the land, and the price of the land is where we begin that conversation. Where the house is, if you are on a smaller lake, maybe with not as nice a frontage, you can get a much different home for that same $1 million. So again, here we've got a beautiful drilled well. We've got a conventional septic system. Very gentle slope down to the water here. But when you get there, it's a beautiful beachfront setting facing west for gorgeous sunsets. We'll take you up to Phelps next. We're going to go look at some properties up on Vilas County, the northern tier of Vilas County, not on a chain, and give you a perspective as to what you can buy up there for that same similar dollar value. And again, I'm always happy to help answer any questions about the northern Wisconsin real estate market and what you can buy in your price range.